Hey everyone! Today, April 27th, 2019, this is Aaron with Crypto Trends. Taking a look at Ether, it hit a spring. So what is a spring? We'll cover that. Also, Zilliqa, if you hold Zilliqa, you might want to pay attention. And then a real short thing is on Popcorn, the movie starts. You might know what I mean about that. Anyway, that's kind of encrypted code speech because we can't put it on YouTube or else we'll get flagged. Okay, so we have to talk about in strange things, in strange ways, like this. This is a picture of a sun, and then this is a picture of a tree, and then if you say that plus one, if you put say the tree plus the sun together, what does that sound like? Yeah, we really can't even spell that out or else videos get flagged. So anyway, moving on to Ether because this is mainly a crypto thing. And then the sun and this tree do, I think, are somehow tied in with some crypto stuff. We'll see more about that in the way future. Anyway, it's the 27th. It's Sunday morning for a lot of you guys watching right now live. So thanks for watching. And yeah, let's get to it. So let's cover Zilliqa first because that's real quick. And I'm streaming here. Yay. Okay, so if you have Zilliqa, Zilliqa right now is in the process of swapping coins over to their main net. So if you hold Zilliqa, make sure you get your coins in a place where they can be swapped. Check out their Twitter on Zilliqa. They're just announced here. Good news. CoinHako is now supporting the token swap. You have Binance doing it. And the main point is get your tokens over and get them swapped out the best way that is good for you. Okay? And go ahead and check out their Reddit. They have posts on there and then on their tweets here. And Binance switches it. Yeah, Binance is really good about stuff like that. Really good. Okay, so that is Zilliqa. Where's Zilliqa out? Ooh, right now it's at 7% up according to CoinGecko. And zoop, there it goes. Let's go take a look at their chart real quick over here on... let's look at it versus US. Well, let me arrange it first here. Okay, good old Zill up 3.11, and that's against USDT. Yeah, I know, Tether, right? But anyway, it's up. Okay, so it's moving up towards their coin swap, and yeah, so it's just, let me blow this up for you guys. This is on the 15-minute. Let's take it down to the 2-hour. There, that gives you a little bit better idea. So this is against USD. Fantastic up run. It's in its markdown phase right now. This is really interesting. This is real interesting. Okay, so let's actually chart this, see what's going on real quick. Let's draw some lines here. So what we have here is an automatic rally. Let me change the color of that. What color would be good? Oh, let's do a nice blue. There. Okay. So there's that. We're not going to go up to the spike on this. We'll go up here. So that's the top of the trading range. Let's make that a dotted bar. Dashed. Okay. Make it thinner. Because that's just like a median line on top of their PS here. Okay, so we have a markdown stage, whammo, and then it hit a reverse. We're just doing this. This is like Wyckoff stuff, guys. Okay, we hit a reverse, and so right now we have an established trading range, which is nice to be able to see. This is on the 2-hour. On what is this chat thing? On Zilliqa on the 2-hour. So this is like really cool. Yeah, we had a huge downturn here in volume. That stopped, turned around. Nice buy. Keep in mind, look how high that puppy went. Went way up to here. And yeah, so it did an upper bound. So that's always the upper bound test. And what do we expect it to do? We expect it to kind of like bounce around in the trading range and do tests like that. Okay, yeah, bounces around. So later on we're looking to do something like that, and then break out above. It could break out above sooner. It could just do an upper bounds test, a retest, and then it could just keep on going. I mean, isn't that a lovely, highly technical chart there? You guys might want to take a screenshot of that. So, anyway, but Zilliqa right now is in the establishment of its trading range, which is good because that means that the CO, the composite operator, is basically done selling and is in the accumulation phase. It comes down here, and this is the accumulation phase. Yeah, so we'll put ACCUM, accumulation phase. Yeah, exciting. So that's really good news for Zilliqa, that it's in that stage right now. And notice how low it is comparatively. It goes all the way over here to where it's pretty low. The all-time lows on, keep in mind this is USD. Right here. So that was pretty low. If it comes down to that point, wow, that would be a huge spring. Let's see, where would its spring be? Probably somewhere right around in there. It's where I'd be expecting a lower bound spring test when it takes off, and that could take some time. Okay, this is the start of the campaign. This is the like right here, this would be the phase A, okay, in Wyckoff. So we're in phase A of Wyckoff, and yeah, so we'll see how that goes. I make that a little bit bigger, a little bit thicker. Yeah, phase A. So no worries. Yeah, I mean, it's just sitting, and hey, we'll take a look and see how that goes. And yeah, I'm putting together courses on actually how to chart this up, on how to mark it up, and what all this stuff means on Wyckoff. And as you can tell, like, I'm not worried at all. It's just, hey, this is where it's at. Okay. Alrighty, so that is Zilliqa. Don't forget to swap out your coins. Big news. Congratulations to Zilliqa with their mainnet. Awesome. They are making moves. Check them out. Do your research. A lot of hedge funds like this one. Okay, so back to let's do the popcorn thing real quick. So popcorn, there's a link below, and it's this one. Former State Department worker 63 pleads guilty in a China spy case. Yeah, so you can go ahead and read through that. Don't want to cover it too much here, just point of interest. And popcorn, get your popcorn. It's happening thing. It's starting to happen. Let me go over to BTC USD here real quick, because I did have, one of the reasons I'm making this video is because I got like an email. Some people ask me what were these things I had written on my chart. Let me go to the day, and see, am I on the right one? No. There. Okay. So people were asking me like about this stuff up here I had written, like election day. Yeah. Okay. Fine. And then G20. Now, the G20 and the election day, which is right here, were the only ones I didn't have on here for quite some time. Okay. Now, let's say on these other lines here, it's like I would go out and then I would like just like in this area where there aren't any, where there isn't any data, I'd like draw a line and then label it. Okay. And so the exception of that being G20. And then we all know what election day was. Okay, so that's not anything to do with remote viewing, same as backed. So these are a little bit different. Okay, But I did have this one here. Tether event. Oh, imagine that. That's what people were asking about because of all the news. So let me make that a nice, oh, what should Tether be? Let's do it that. Should make it red. Yeah, why not? Make it red so you guys can see. Okay, so this Tether event. Oh, dang it. Okay, there. Okay, so when was that actually? That was put in on my chart back in November, October, November time. Okay, so months before. It's back. It was back far enough where it was sometime between. It was sometime between like this G20 time and yeah, October, right around there. I just didn't feel like going back and looking at my videos to see the day I actually put that in. But note that it was months and months before before this happened, and I have the date of this happening was on January the 7th of 2019 of the Tether event. And if you've been keeping up with Tether and all the stuff, they said it happened sometime in January, right? Where they started investigating. Imagine that. To me, that's when the energy hit for Tether. The news, the actual news, hit here. Okay? On the 25th. So if I go ahead, let me go ahead and label that here. And I'll just put Tether news broke. And I'll put the date. I should have put the date. I'll do it. Oh, 4/25. There. Okay. And I'll just draw a little line. Don't want an angle. Okay, there. So that's labeled. Okay. So we have from this period, way back in January when I knew about it, there was energy there. This is the kind of stuff you get from remote viewing. You see the events and then they're not publicized for months and months and months or years later, and that's just how it goes. But you keep this in mind. It's just one of those things. It's fascinating. Okay, same as popcorn. I have popcorn here, and let me make that a little bit bigger. So popcorn events started, I mean, for real, started happening around middle of February. Okay? And if you don't know about popcorn or barbecue, notice that Q right there? Yeah, if you're not familiar with that, you probably have no idea what I'm talking about, and that's okay. But for those that do, this is when a lot of things, this is like when the when it hit the fan, okay? When it really hit the fan and there was no return, that's when a lot of decisions were made. Oh, garbage. That's when a lot of decisions were made, and right now, with that one post I just showed you about, we are starting to see the movie, okay? So, guys, get your popcorn. They put the popcorn in the machine right here, and now the movie is starting, okay? So that's what that means. The movie is starting. Okay, so let's go to Ether. What is going on with Ether? And what is... I think this is it? Yeah. Okay. What is a spring? Okay, so in the micro trend, it hit a spring. In the macro trend, it has not hit a spring. And keep in mind that not everything has to have a spring. So you're saying, well, gee, what is a spring? Well, let's go in and see. Okay, let me put on the bars for you, excuse me, the candles, so you guys can see. Anyway, I had this little box here, and that's on the daily. Let me go to the 45 minutes, see if it makes it easier. Yeah, okay. So we had like a little trading range here, and then there's a lot of times that when it takes a dip down. See over in here, this is when we had our this is called an automatic rally, and it came up. Then we had another point here, which was an upper trading range area. But anyway, it came down here into this green box, which is the spring area. And so it hit my little box there, whammo bammo, and then it hit my spring area here, and it's just been gnawing through it, munching through that bad boy. And so what happens is that when it hits a spring, that's usually, well, it's like a springboard where things come down and then we get a V. Let me draw it over there. That's where things come down and then we get a V. Keep in mind this is on the 45-minute, so it's pretty short time period here. Okay, let me do that there. And yeah, so that's usually what happens after a spring, and you can look at Wyckoff and check out springs and all that good stuff, and you'll see. But it came down here in whammo bammo, so that was a spring. And in my opinion, so what we're looking for is we're looking for some bullish activity out of Ether, and that is like some really good news, because Ether has been kind of sucking wind of late, hasn't it? Let me go ahead and put the auto back on, and it's just been trading around in this range here, this boring range. And notice how it came all the way down here, actually below this line. Let me just go ahead and extend that out. Whammo. And yeah, so it's in this trading range, and it came down here, boom, and I think this is a spring. And so I'm looking for really good stuff. And how do I know this is a spring? Gee, Aaron, how do I know? What you do, guys, is you look for the volumes, okay? Prices without taking volumes into consideration is almost useless, okay? Same as taking volume just by itself without prices and the ranges and stuff and the way it moves is almost useless. They're meant, you'll get the most bang for your buck. The most bang for your buck learning how to read them together. Okay? So, going over here, why is this a spring? Well, look at this huge drop here in volume. Okay? Big sell volume, right? And then we had an even much larger green candle, right? That's cool. And then we had another green candle. Cool. And then some more. Cool. Bullish. And let's go up here. That's one thing that's real interesting about this guy. Let's go over here. There's something really funky going on with TradingView to where if you click on it wrong, or I don't know, if you just like click on something, it remembers like a line that you clicked on, or it's close to it and it grabs it. I don't know. I just started noticing that the last couple days. It's quite annoying, and so my lines get moved. But see that? It shouldn't have done that. Let me hit Alt-Z. Let me click over here, and then I move. Okay. So TradingView, guys, you have a bug. You have an update or whatever. You have a bug. Okay, so we are looking at this green candle right here. Okay. And notice the price action on it. So there's the top. Well, let me make that a pink. And then here's the bottom. Okay, and I'm looking at this green candle with the huge volume. Alright, this is the important sign. This is it. This drives all of this garbage stuff to the right, okay? So what's really interesting is that you have a... let me go to the bars here. It's not showing up so great for you guys. Let me go back to the candles. Okay, so it's coming down, and then it rose up. Okay, it rose up, and then it went up, and then it came back down. But there was a lot of downward pressure. Okay, a lot of downward sell pressure is what I'm talking about. There was tremendous buy pressure near the end of life of this candle, and then there was tremendous sell pressure on this green candle to push it down. Same as buy pressure. So the bears and the bulls were duking it out, okay? And the bulls won this one by a pretty big margin. And this green candle here was the impetus to push this forward. And here's another one of about the same size. Now notice the amount of effort it took to push it just a little bit. That's a lot of effort, okay? But what that means is that that actually means that a lot of selling is going on. Okay, a lot of selling is going on, and then they're buying it back. So this is institutional interest right here. This is where it's at, that one candle. That's where institutional interest is, and it is the indicator of a change of interest, of change of direction for Ethereum. Notice how it's just dumping. Right, sign of weakness up here, dumped. Okay, sign of weakness up in here. Where's the sign of weakness? Up in the upper area range, that one candle, this one green candle, was a sign of weakness. Usually look for sign of weaknesses on green candles. And also, well, I'm not going to go that into depth. I'll leave that to for my courses and stuff. But anyway, that is the most important candle here for Ether. To me, it is a change in character. So I'm going to put that down here. Change of character. Oh, guys, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and get notified for videos like this, okay? Because you're getting a lot of good info here that you don't get everywhere. All right, I'm just not drawing lines and stuff. I'm giving you what's going on. Okay, so that's a change of character here, and I'll get my little drawing tool. I'll just go yep. Okay, fine. Yeah, I know there's better ways to annotate it. Okay, so that's the change of character right there on that green. And as you can see, what do we have following that? We have consecutive higher lows. Now, when you chart general trends, okay, what I usually do, unless I'm just want to eyeball it or whatever and just say, like that, okay, all right, it's moving up, you know, that type of thing, where I really don't care. But usually what I do is I look for candles of the similar volume, okay. And so there's one that's red that's pretty low. There's another one that's pretty low. Okay, so I'm going to use this one. I'm not going to use that one because that was like real low. Maybe I'll use that one and this red one here over here because that's really low, as well as this one really low. So yeah, so there's your trend line. Let's just extend it back and forward. So there we go. And I'm going basically off the wicks here. We're pretty close. That one doesn't have a wick. Boom. So I'm looking right at this one's wick, okay? Whammo. There you go. There's your trend line. And yeah, I know this one's bouncing off of it. We'll see. But it's just, yeah, you look for them with similar volumes, okay? Anyway, yeah, so I think this was a spring in the overall, this was in the micro trend for Ether, which also really corresponds to also a spring in the general overall macro trend. So that's why this is exciting. Because we have basically, I showed a little area here was marked up. We had a spring there, and then also the larger area, the macro. Okay, whammo. So I'll take this trading range. See how we have a trading range and a trading range? Yeah, macro to micro. Okay, and so yeah, so to me, this is a spring on the micro and macro level. What does a spring mean? Bullish, bullish, bullish. What do you mean? Wyckoff. Spring. And yes, it's spring. It's lovely weather. And you just look for pictures, images. Okay, right. Here's a good one. So it comes on down, whammo, whammo. It did its thing in the trading range. It went below. Doop. There you go. Yay. Here's another picture. A lot of chartists that are in TA, they say, ooh, double bottom. Ooh. That's what they call this. In Wyckoff, it's different terminology. It's way more technical. Well, I don't want to say that. It's just different, okay? It's a different way of looking at the markets. So there you go. You can check out Wyckoff Spring. Check it out. There it is. So Ether. There's that stupid trading view. You guys got to fix your thing. It's when I hold down my mouse and move is when it snaps to wherever my cursor is, in case you guys are listening. Anyway, yeah, so this is Ether. Let's go back and take a look at it on the 4-hour. And yeah, overall, so phase B, yeah, we're doing an upper bounds test, and this is on the very large macro trend. And as you can see, it doesn't necessarily have to come down and do a spring. Nothing is coming down and doing springs on the macro level like people are expecting. And why not? It's because people are expecting it. Basically, that's why. So yeah, as you can see here, yeah, I'm like bullish on Ethereum, which is great. A lot of things are based on Ethereum, aren't they? Yeah. So yeah, give me your thoughts. Give me your thoughts below. What do you think Ethereum is going to do? Okay, so that's about it. Let's see if somebody's on the chat. So Zilliqa, guys, don't forget to get your coin swapped over, okay? Yeah, I have a few people. It's really late here. And there's Rico. Hey, Rico, you own Zillows, huh? Okay, well, great for you. It's an interesting project. There's Robert. Hey, Robert, good to see you. It says, huge if PwC's new AirTrace. AirTrace has to deal with PwC is a equity owner of VeChain, if you didn't know, just like DNVGL, but it is seldom talked about. So he says, huge if PwC, PricewaterhouseCoopers, new AirTrace supply chain tech similar to DNVGL's My Story utilizes VeChain in some manner. Yeah, like I said, they are an equity owner. They're not a partner. They're a partner in the truest sense and beyond. They're an equity owner, just like DNVGL. It's DNVGL and PwC that are equity owners that we know about. Okay, that we know about at this time. So I would say that the probability that they're going to be utilizing something like My Story for the public chain aspect would be highly likely. Now the private chain, they might use something else. They might use the open source thing from Linux. The Hyperledger Fabric. Yeah, and that could be great, fantastic for the private side, and then when it needs to get written to the public side, so whatever companies, so its vendors and stuff can see the transactions, that's when it needs to go on the public chain. Wham! There's good old VeChain, and VeChain is designed so it can be used as a vanilla type of chain to where companies can put their own branding on it. a generic type of chain, and no one will even know that they're using VeChain, but yet they are. It's kind of like the internet. Nobody knows they're using TCP/IP or UDP, and yet they are. Imagine that. So yeah, very huge, interesting news. Could be very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. They actually even had some stuff on aerospace industry at the summit. They were saying that that was one of the sectors that they're looking in. So VeChain, I don't know, man. It's almost like you can say that VeChain is going to handle all the luggage and ticketing and airline flights and package delivery and everything for all the airlines in the entire world, and the price would dump. But it's just one of those things. But I love VeChain. So I've only have like 100 videos on it. But yeah, that would be really cool. So yeah, interesting things to see. They're supposed to announce their big secret partner that Sonny said was going to blow our minds, right? For sure. We have about around June for that? End of May, June? Yeah, so we'll see. Interesting times. But VeChain is awesome. Let's go take a look at VeChain. We've seen enough Ether. And yes, thank you, Ether, for being a base of VeChain. But VeChain has gone far beyond. Far beyond. Let's look at a USD. Okay. Went up to the summit. It went up to the summit, and then it came down to this like support area. All right, no big deal. And now it's just doing its thing. It too. Come on, TradingView. So I'm looking to see if there's. Looking at the volumes. Okay, we have a huge green here. Boom. That's bigger than anything else. Bigger green here than anything else. See how that green just made everything just... That huge volume green just made everything just continue to go up. It's the general overall momentum. Yeah. Anyway, let's take some points with some volumes here. Do it from the bottoms. So let me get rid of that bad boy. Similar volumes. Yeah, that's actually better. Okay, anyway, we do have a general uptrend, right? So the general trend is up. And you might say, oh, no, it's not. It's coming down. This could be a little, well, this is a little bit of distribution. Okay. But the thing is that it's up high enough to where they went up, got their money, sold their coins, and now they're going to replay the game. They're replaying the game. So it's getting set up to replay the game. So in here we could actually see something that goes like this and then like this. Okay, they're getting ready to replay the game, because then we'll be looking at something like here, and I don't know, like here, dang it, and like here for the trading range. Okay, so they can replay their game and have accumulation, which is a good thing, because on a macro level, that's what these lines here, they're just playing around in the lower trading range area. See that white line there? Let me go ahead and make that make it solid. So that's the lower bounds. This is the upper bounds. There, you see that? Let me just kill that one. Let me kill that. Okay, so yeah, came back down. This was the lower bounds. That was actually a secondary test. That was actually a test, which was this is the cause, this is the effect. So on this scale, notice how this isn't such a big deal. And where does it look like it's going? Okay, because general on the macro trend. Okay, yeah, we're not being precise, we're just drawing the general slope. So yeah, on the macro, you know, there you go. And the chartists out there, they're into patterns and stuff. They'll say, oh, that looks like a great big cup and handle. Huh, there you go. So VeChain, yeah, should be interesting. And where is 2 months time? Well, this is June. So we'll be looking for something around this time period, right? Yeah. Yeah, we'll be looking for something around that time period for June from PwC. Should be interesting. Love VeChain. That's just me. If you guys don't know about VeChain, do your homework on it. For sure. Oh yeah, VeChain. It's going crazy with transactions. If you go here to VForge, things are getting written onto the blockchain, and it's still happening now. It's crazy. 14.7 million gas used. 13 seconds ago, 42,000. 11.6 million. Huge. Look at that huge spike. This is clauses. The transactions, huge. I mean, look at the VThor that's burned on that day. 30.7 million. Huge. Huge, huge. Look how this is just stunting this graph over here. Huge, enormous. That is huge. So they are definitely gearing up. They are getting their data written from probably the testnet, you know, to make sure that it's cool. And now they're writing it to the live mainnet. They're writing their historic data, and as you can see, that has just dwarfed everything. Because yesterday, these lines weren't like flat, like they were nothing. Yeah, they weren't so hot, but these over here on the far left, they weren't like flat like nothing. No, there is some pretty good peaks and bounds and stuff in there. But this thing is huge. And I wish there was a way on here where you could scroll back and look. But you can't. But this is absolutely phenomenal, huge, and it's like going up. And the day's young, right? The day is young. Awesome. Keep an eye on VeChain, guys. Do your homework. Thanks for that, Fina. Appreciate it. So Kyle says, "Let me some ETH. OMG and VET. Buy on while low." Oh no, man! You're not supposed to buy while it's low. That's when you're supposed to sell. Yeah, that's what all the retail buyers do. They sell. They actually sell when it's low, and then they buy when it's high. But you know, I'll forgive you this time. You know, sounds like you might be getting out of the retail mindset, which is beneficial, I think. So best of luck to you. And yeah, Ether, OMG. I haven't looked at OMG in like ages. What is Omissy doing? Weren't they? Remember that FUD where they're supposed to have gotten sold off. It's like, yeah, right. What a bunch of fun. Always keep in mind you can't believe what people say. Yeah, so it's just up right now. Let's go take a look at it on TradingView. OMG. Oh, okay, so yeah, whammo. This is on the 4 hour. Let me go to the day. This general trend doesn't look good, bro. Does it? This general trend does not look good. How would you do that? No other way to say that. It does look like it could have had an inflection point here to where this was the turning. That was the low. Let's go look at the volumes. Look at that thing. So, damn it. This is interesting. Huge buy. Still going low. Interesting. It's making kind of... The slope is decreasing. Okay. How about the volumes here? Absolutely huge volume. Yeah. That was up at the top. Sign of weakness. So they did all their buying up there. That's way more than just FOMO would do. Why on earth would they buy at the high? Why would an institution or composite operator buy at the high? Why would they buy at the high? See, way up here. How about these? They bought there. This was like the third largest candle here at this change of character. See that? Change of character. See that? Yeah, that was the third largest one in its history. With some one that wasn't a couple that weren't too far away, and they're all buys. What's going on with this guy? This is not normal. This is not normal. I'm looking at this. This is quite interesting. Because we have this major line here. So there we have our selling climax. Buying climax. Automatic rally. That's our established trading range. Test. Okay. So I'm changing my mind after I mark this up. See how if you just looked at this, just say, oh, what's the general trend? Looks like junk, doesn't it? Looks like junk. It's like, oh man, it's taking a dump. TA. Oh, when was the last support area? Oh, yeah, it's going to come here. Oh, yeah, it's taking a dump. Normal TA stuff. This is Wyckoff stuff. Wyckoff stuff. Messing around in here. Doing lower end tests. We have some large, very large cells. Or a lot of medium volume cells, right? All grouped together. Notice how those are all grouped together. They're trying to push this bad boy down. Push down, push down, push down, push down, push down. They have to do that because there's so much buy pressure in this guy. So this is a lower bounds test. Let's take a look at this. Took a lot of work to get that much effort up. So they are not in control of the coins yet. They are not in the control of the coins. They've been trying. This is a fight. You have this is actually interesting because it's like you have two composite operators fighting against each other trying to control the coins. So down here, is that the low? So I had a failed test. Failed upper bounds test. Boom. So they're going to test it to the low. That's as low as it can go. All-time lows. This is on versus ETH. They're not taking any rest or pauses trying to get this bad boy down. They're just trying to get it down. Minuscule green candle near the bottom on the second up. Failed test to the bottom again, and it came up. That means there's more demand than there is supply. Quite an interesting coin here, okay? Keep your eyes on it. Keep your eyes on it. OMG is looking, has piqued my interest, okay? See that stupid click thing? It's just annoying. It didn't used to do that. Okay, OMG looks very interesting, guys. Very interesting. It is definitely in play. Had a lower bounds test here on high volume. They're in high volume trying to bump this thing up. See that gave momentum, did it again, did it again, did it again. Popped it down. See, nowhere else do you have it where it's just popped down. You see like over here in this area. There's been some rests. There's been some rests. Here they're like just, see here, a little bit of rest. Here they're just like kind of like, screw it, get it down. Screw it, get it down. Get it down as far as you can go. Boom. That's as far as it can go. That's as far as it can go. Interesting. I would label this one hot. Don't take my word for it, guys. Okay, this still has some play. It is still below the lower bounds test. That's a note for me. I am going to keep an eye. Definitely, I haven't been interested in this coin at all. Just been waiting. This is a delicious level. This is accumulation. Oh gosh, oh my gosh, how do you know it's accumulation? Look at all these buys. Look at the strong buys. This is where the CO is buying their stuff, guys. Okay. I did a test to get it up. They sold it all to get it down. Recover. It's not like they're even worried about making a profit here. This is like an even Steven kind of split type of thing. Here is where they're buying and picking up the coins. Heavy manipulation, which is awesome. That's what we look for. We don't look for manipulation by retail. That's for guppies, man. If you're watching this channel, you're a shark. There. That makes you feel better? OMG. Yeah. Okay. Thanks for that. I gotta make a note. See what it's doing. See, you got me interested now. Now I'm just playing around with yeah, just get that bad boy down. Get it down. Big buy, big sells, big sells. Desperate to get it down. Huge volume. This should have gone up and continued to go up. Yeah. It's at its bottom. That's what I think. Keep in mind, not financial advice, this thing could dump to zero because it's a missy go. It is crypto. Let me get that stupid line off there. That stupid line off. That stupid line off. Okay, yeah. So, quite interesting. Is that low volume? Yeah. Yeah, low volume. That's even a better sign. Dang it. That just didn't work. Close enough, I'll figure that out. Very interesting coin here, guys. Very interesting. Keep an eye on this one. What can we expect from this one here? We keep your eyes open for any type of good news. Okay, any type of good news coming in on a Missy Go, yeah. Yeah. Thanks for the tip, man. See, you guys just watched something in process, so I said, oh, okay, let's take a look. I haven't been watching it, and now it's time to definitely watch. And this TradingView thing is pissing me off with its clicking. Okay, so it's doing its thing. Whammo bammo. This, you can think of this as yeah, VeChain's just going bonkers, man. They're getting, what they're doing is they're onboarding clients. They're onboarding clients. Oh, sell log. See, I'm gonna show you a picture here. Look at that, see? Wham, demo, spring. There you go. Low volume sell off, spring. It was on low volume. You do rel volume relative, okay? Yeah. So right here, this red candle, pretty low volume. Not really low volume, but low relative to the one next to it. And just kind of medium, okay? It wasn't teeny tiny, okay? Not teeny tiny, but relatively low. Interesting. Keep an eye on this one. It definitely could go down here and try to retest this again. But we'll see. I don't think so. Okay? I don't think so. Oh, hey, David. He's wondering how DGB looks. Okay, let's go take a look at DGB. We just looked at a minute ago, right? Let's look at DGB, USDT, Bittrex. Broke out of its trend. Okay. Really wasn't in that trend. I had no idea why I did that. Kill that. Broke through my box levels here. Had failed support. Broke way below. It might come down and try to test this region again. We'll see. See how we have this area over in here. That line got moved. Stupid TradingView. I usually like TradingView. It's pretty good. Yeah, that's right. Top of that, yeah. Bottom of that, yeah. Let's make that a solid. So the trading bounds. This whole thing is trading bounds area, okay? And so this is the macro trading bounds, and this is kind of the little micro. Micro isn't looking so good. It was doing a test up here in the upper bounds, trying to do its thing, and it did a fail. And it's breaking down here to basically the midpoint. It broke below this point here, which was the automatic rally. We'll see if this bad boy can turn around. Let's look at the volumes. Always have to look at the volumes. Decreasing volumes, which is nice. So you'll notice I really say a lot of things that are opposite to a lot of people you'll hear out there on YouTube and a majority of traders. That's to be expected. I do not have a standard or a, let's put it this way, a socially acceptable trading methodology. I'm in the 1% with an unacceptable trading methodology for the general public. General public, what do? Lose. So this is looking nice. How low can they get it? They got it this low. I'm looking at cause and effect. Cause and effect. I'm looking at effort, the amount of effort it took to do something as well. And with that, you have to look at the price volumes and the spreads and, you know, the price action volume and the, you know, that stuff. Let's put the bars on. If you guys aren't used to bars, get used to it. Okay? Learn how to read the bars. It's a little bit different at first, but you'll actually come to love it, because when you're looking for the flow, like doing a replay of like the waves in an ocean, the bars are, it's easier to see when you're looking quick. Okay? There's no confusion at what point the candle started and at what point it ended, and you can see the wicks. Yeah, I know the bars show you that, but I mean the candles show you that, but bars are better. So looking at this bad boy, came in here and right there, really low price spread, really low spread there. High volume spread, as in its entry versus its exit point. So it's like a doji. This one was like nothing, right? So these are all really tight together. Huge, interesting. Came down. A lot of downward pressure. Upward pressure. See this one right here? Let's scroll in. Started to turn around on this one. Yeah, so this one could actually start turning around. Let's go to the 1 hour. Yeah. Problem with DigiByte, guys. It's like I love the project and stuff. There's just not enough liquidity in it. Okay. This is on the 1 hour. Let's go to the 4 hour. There's just not enough liquidity in it. lower area, low volume, low spread. Cool. Yeah, I might start turning around here, guys. So we'll see. No guarantees. Don't quote me on that, of course. Keep in mind that this is still in it's still bouncing around. It's on the more of a macro area. On the macro, it's still playing around in the uppers, and so keep in mind that it's going to want. It's done this. It had a failed break here on the second time it tried to test, and so it goes down lower, and it went down way lower than expected, which is actually okay. So this could come back up and retry to start playing again in this area here, which could be interesting. So I'm going to leave actually these boxes here because it could come back up, eat through that box, and then come back up and eat through that box. What I will do is extend this box out that way. So we'll see. Can I move that line so I'll bring it down a little bit? There. Yeah, so we could see something eventually. You know how it gets there? I mean, the bloody thing could go like this, right? And then eventually get there. So, yeah, best of luck. So, DigiByte is just doing its thing. Okay? But yeah, so I'm going to leave my target boxes there. To me, they're still valid. It hit this one. Or actually just jumped around it. It almost hit it. I mean, I don't know. Did it hit it? Close enough. Close enough. Because I'm looking at... Yeah, it's like just a few dollars off. Okay, so yeah, DigiByte looks interesting. Watch for some interesting stuff. Oh, does the New York Attorney General... You know, guys, this is something off topic. I was talking to my wife about this, but I swear... Have you guys ever heard of the Mandela effect? You know, like where Jeffy Peanut Butter is spelled different than you recall, and how Darth Vader said like something about like Luke, or you know, things like that. It's the Mandela effect, where it's like things are changing, and it's a social phenomenon. It's like they're going back and rewriting stuff, and then you kind of got left out of it. You remember it differently than a lot of people do. I'm seeing this a lot with grammar. See, read this headline. Does New York Attorney General has? Why isn't that have? Okay? This is third grade. This is third grade stuff, second grade stuff. I'm seeing a lot of this, man. And it's in a lot of crypto publications and a lot of other publications where they're getting their tenses mixed up. This is even in foreign languages. I'm seeing this in Russian, guys, where they're getting their accusative case and their prepositional cases all screwed up, and their tenses and their numbers. It's just, it's I don't know. It's like people have forgotten grammar. Just basic grammar. And it could be in their native language. Anyway, that's my rant on grammar. I swear we're experiencing Mandela effect. It's like, I don't know, maybe there's another alternate universe out there where Bitcoin is currently at 45,000. I don't know. Maybe the Anunnaki have something to do with it. I did a video on the Anunnaki the other day. It was fun. Anyway, so yeah, so this thing is in play. It's bouncing around. Upper bounds. Looks like I might try to do another upper bounds test. Playing around in this upper third. of its play area between these two big white lines, and so we'll see. Eventually it might come down and actually do a lower bounds test to create that springy thing. So don't be surprised if at some point it tries to come down here and do a really low test. If it can get there or not, don't think so, because there's really a huge community behind this thing. It's a great project that's really distributed. So yeah. But yeah, keep your eyes on DigiByte. Hey Fahad, how you doing? Yeah, I am live again. Hello. Salam alaikum. I should change my name, my channel's name, to the People's Crypto Channel. Oh, man. Oh, that's funny, man. Thanks. It's good to have a laugh. This is hilarious, Fawad. Any way to stop L-Bank from wash trading TKY? A few days ago, the volume on their exchange hit $500,000 while the token price hit 42 sats. No, they wash trade for VeChain, and it's just one of those things that everybody knows it. Just kind of that's why you gotta follow the project and its actual quality instead of the price, because the prices are like the prices aren't accurate. That's to say the least. Which is interesting. This really bullish news with E-Trade. E-Trade looks like it might be picking up, start trading crypto, at least Bitcoin and ETH, right? Yeah, and we're just looking at Ether. But as far as like L-Bank and those other exchanges go, you can watch for their volumes to be taken out of like CoinGecko and CMC and stuff like that, to where they just don't even count them. And then what will they have? They really don't have anything on there. They don't have like hardly any coins. Nobody goes there. It's all computers. They think it's just because there's a huge volume that is going to make a difference, but it doesn't. And the key has hardly any volume on it, which is awesome for us, right? Those are like awesome days. But basically what L-Bank is trying to be is, you got to look at this, because they're basically, in crypto, there are no, like on the floor of the stock exchange and stuff like that, they have what are called market makers, which provide liquidity for the market, okay? Because you'd have a specialist for, let's say, I don't know, some specific stock, and then somebody wants to buy and somebody wants to sell. The market maker would actually buy it himself if no one would buy it, and he'd offer like whatever fair price, but he would be there to provide liquidity between the buyers and the sellers, because otherwise an order can sit there for like days and days and days, like on a DEX, a decentralized exchange, until somebody comes and picks it up. And that's one thing, keep in mind. That's because on a lot of these coins there aren't any real volumes of people. You might have a coin literally go a day or two without a real trade of any substance, okay? And yeah, and that's just how it goes. But it appears to where on exchange it's just wash trading. It's just to provide liquidity. Isn't cool? No. I actually like KuCoin. I think they're a lot more honest on their trades, because they show the bars that just kind of go straight across. And so they're a lot more honest. I think they're one of the most honest exchanges out there. And no, they're not paying me for that. But I like the key. I like the key on KuCoin. Bank, man, they could just, I don't know. Best of luck to them. Is there a way to stop them? Yeah, don't sign up for an account. That's how you stop them. 42 sats, man. And Kyle's saying, hoping OMG to maybe double bottom and bounce. Well, that's what I was just talking about. For like OMG and this thing, we don't have double bottoms. Okay? We don't have double bottoms. We don't have, the crooked lizard pattern, or the horny goat, or the crawling crab pattern, or any of those. We have, we're looking at supply and demand and price, and we're figuring out what the largest institutions are doing to prey upon the smaller institutions. Okay, so we're following the activities of the megalodon after the great white sharks and the whales, because they're the prey. Retail, we're not. We're just the gravy, because that helps create FOMO to get the institutions in there to have FOMO. We're just a little bit of a push, but we're not the actual prey. And so we're following actually the biggest money using Wyckoff. But we don't have the double bottoms or all this or that. But I just marked it up with Wyckoff stuff. And so a double bottom. So double bottom means, yeah, you think it come down here and then go here and then bounce. What I'm saying is, no. We just bounced. That was it. That was your bottom. This was the test right there. Okay? This was the test to go down. It failed. Okay? There is no double bottom. This was it. It failed, which is bullish. Got that? Okay, good. So, screw that double bottom. Couldn't make it, man. It failed. Yeah. Thanks for the comment. Okay, so Flawed asks, why do I think Catherine, that's Catherine Lee, head of the key, why do I think Catherine isn't doing anything about the wash trading? Frankly, because I don't think she can. And I really don't think she cares. Continuing on, if L-Bank didn't wash trade with fake volumes, would that lead to more people dumping and the price going even lower? Okay, well, right now I think Catherine is knows that the whole market's in the tank, and she's under a lot of pressure to get this thing done. Not many things out there have 300 developers working on it around the clock. And yeah, they are working on it round the clock. I'm sure they have shifts, 24 hour. So they have developers literally working on it 24 hours. Not the same one. I mean, but that would suck. You'll last about a week. But China needs to get this done. Okay, it's part of their social plan. They need to get this done and integrated. It's the basis point. It's the starting off point for a lot of other programs. So they really need to get this done, and she just doesn't have time to even care about any of that marketing. Why does she even need to market? Why? If you had the United States government as your customer, would you need any other? Would you need any others? No. They have China, right? Yeah. I mean, they have their customer. And yeah, the others will be gravy on the top. But they are working hard. So I really don't think it would make a difference one way or the other as far as Catherine is concerned, because she's more concerned of getting the product done, and then once the product is done, then they'll look at that. Okay. But then they're also going to get a lot of assistance from the government agencies in China as far as rolling it out. Remember that National 12333 Day? That was part of the government helping to advertise, the new things that they have. China likes to show off the new things to the people, so they can say, "See, we're working for you. Yeah, the government is working for you," and people go, "Oh, good, very good." So as far as like L Bank and stuff, just they don't even care. They don't even look at it. But if the volumes if they fell off and actually had real volumes, I think a lot of people would get panicked and dump, which is excellent news. There's a lot of people that are really itchy about the key. And if they want to dump, I have no problem with that whatsoever, brother. No problemo. They should do what they want. Fully support that. They want to dump the key, hey, let them. More power to them. But yeah, if people saw real volume on Bitcoin, they get scared and dump. Okay? It's just not the key. People saw real volume on Tron. Yeah. If Binance had actual real volume, oh my gosh. Yeah. And real transactions as well. Yeah. A lot of people would run. This is not a 185 billion market. It's more like 185 billion. See, that times 2 is about 3. Maybe 200 million. Maybe 200 million. Not 200 billion. So it's off by a huge factor, okay? It's off by 90% as far as the market cap goes and stuff like that. There's probably maybe 200 million that's actually in this thing. Really low numbers, but that's excellent. It's just starting, and it is becoming an accepted asset class. Awesome. Don't let those numbers scare you, man. It's an awesome thing. You're an OG. People in crypto right now are OGs. Okay, Fawad, as you're talking about, they only have KuCoin. Yeah, that's all they need is, would it be better, bigger exchange that would attract more buyers and allow the key to sell their tokens for higher prices and make more funds to use for community upkeep. They're not interested in higher prices. They're interested in getting this thing done and having value. If they don't have anything done that works, they have nothing of value and thus nothing to sell. Okay? They don't give two hoots about the price. They actually care more about the community by concentrating on the product development than they would if they were spending money or time, which would be a waste, on building up their client base or whatever for the Solo Express benefit of, I don't know, raising prices on the coin. No, no, that's not how it works, man. In real life, you don't have a product, you're done. Okay, .com bubble, that happened. Yeah, real, institutional investors are like, Okay, we'll give you some time. Get your product done. Okay, we'll give you some time. When you get the product done, okay, we'll start bumping it. That's what they're going to do with the key. When it's done, they'll start bumping it. But they're going to have the government and institutions go ahead and get it. They basically have a built-in clientele, so they don't even need, they have no reason or need to even bump it. And then the people might not even know, the people in China might not even know that they're using the key. Because the doctor's office that is actually, might be the ones that actually buy the key in bulk to pay for the transactions for their clients, and then just bill the client for the number of keys that it took to do the processing. Okay, so a lot of the public, even though they might not hold the key, the doctor's offices might have a special license to be able to purchase the key from the PBOC. That's what they're trying to work things out on. They're trying to work this out with the PBOC and with China because of the ban. As far as the exchanges go, it's not illegal to own the key, but as far as an exchange goes, yeah, those are illegal right now until the key gets in place, and then we'll see Chinese exchanges. It's like a cart before the horse thing, but as far as price goes, it's not the time to worry about price. That's my opinion. I mean, right now, just be thankful it's low. Does that make sense? I'm just trying to explain it. It's basically the people who bought. Here's another thing. People who buy crypto, we are not investors. We are not shareholders. We have no stake. Even if you have a so-called staking coin, you have no stake in the company. Okay? You have no rights. What do you have? You have a token. A tiddlywink. Okay? You put your money into a tiddlywink. And that even goes for Bitcoin. Bitcoin can be thought of as tiddlywinks. Well, even less than tiddlywinks. Because at least tiddlywinks are physical, even though they're little plastic chips. Okay? But we have no rights, no anything. Except for it's something that you can use in the future, like airline miles. Airline miles is an excellent use case for crypto. But, and that's just the case. And if people are worried about that, and they'll say, oh my God, well, this is way, way speculative. Yeah, of course it is. They're worried about that. Go into stocks. Go into bonds. Go into real estate. Go into whatever. Go talk to a financial advisor. This is an extremely risky market. It's because there's nothing there. It's unregulated. It's the Wild West, which makes it fun and exciting and fast. And could be huge returns, right? Anyway, moving on. Okay, so you put something else here. The reason you ask is because there are only two major exchanges for TQY, KuCoin and LBank. Yeah, okay. Yeah, they're not interested in expanding at all. Oh, so you're asking, and you're not ignorant here. You say, excuse my ignorance. You're not ignorant. You're asking a question. Ignorant people won't even ask because they're ignorant. Anyway, what benefits would LBank get for wash trading TKY? Is it at the behest of the key? No, it is not. They've done that to VeChain big time and others. And you always thought that wash trading was a service that you pay for to make your coin look better. No. It's not for the coin, for the... Who doesn't make it look better? For the TKY? For... You know, the coin's originators, the so-called company behind the coins? Does it make them look better? Who does it benefit? Follow the money. What do transactions do? They entice people to go ahead and either purchase a coin or sell a coin. So it creates a transaction where there's real money exchanged. So it makes the coin look better outward facing. So the exchange will benefit. The exchange will benefit. It's not for the benefit of the coin holder. Now you do have some agreements where it's obviously where the exchange and the coin originator, the coin creator, are in cahoots. Yeah, on Binance particularly. Yeah, on Binance particularly. I can't prove it, but you know, it certainly looks that way. You know, where they very well could be in cahoots. And I'm just looking at this one, see what it's doing, see how far it dropped. So yeah, I mean, it certainly appears that they are in cahoots, and that is to create a lot more transactions for the exchange, because the exchange makes money. Same as the spoofing. It gets somebody to actually put money. Oh, let's put money there. Oh, okay, then we took it. Oh, okay. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah. Oh, look. Isn't that cool? Look at that. Isn't that an interesting pair? Yeah, it's for the exchange's benefit, not the, in rare circumstances, it is for the key, not the key, but for the, whatever token creator, for their benefit. Mainly it's for the exchanges, to get the transactions, to get the money. But no, you're not interested at all. I mean, ignorant at all. In terms of price, the exchanges don't care about price. What they want is they want the money. They want to buy or sell because they want the commission. That's why Bitcoin is going up, because Saks, Fidelity, E-Trade, you know, all the big boys, they see all the money that Binance is making off of transactions, and that's not fair. They want it. It's the same thing that happened to Ether with them having the SEC come down on Ether about ICOs, because that should be in the IPO range, which SEC says no, you can't raise funds. It has to go through us, so they get all the commissions, so they get all the attorney's fees, so they get all the money. Same thing. That's why Ether's like dead. I mean, will we ever see a $1,400 Ether again? I don't think so. Unless something happens where ICOs all of a sudden are allowed again without the SEC's heavy hand. But as far as price, yeah, they just want the commissions, man. And there are funny things going on with an exchange and some coins. Very few though. Oh, and then you also say you have to respect respectfully disagree that they don't care about price. Last time they sent 20 million to TQY Qcoin to sell. They had to sell it in small chunks so they don't break the order book. Yeah, that's what they do. That's what you do. If you sell it, you're going to get the slippage. So you sell it in small chunks. That's what they do. That's what we look for when we're doing Wyckoff stuff. We're looking for small sells where they're going to sell it. The key didn't sell it in a manner that a professional would have. Okay, but they knew enough not to just put all of them on at once and dump it. So they did care a little bit about the price. They didn't want to dump it. They needed the money, but they didn't want to dump the price. And that was the key. So yeah, when they want to get money, of course they care about the price. Okay? I'm not sure if that answered your question. Hey Todd, good seeing you. Said, happy days, people. We're on the start of a long ride up the bull train. Maybe bumpy, but the worst is behind us. Yeah. Any opinion on BAT? Yeah, I uninstalled it. I think it's awesome they have competition. When I look at BAT, the Brave browser, do I care about getting paid for an ad? No, I'd pay not to see ads, man. Why in heck would I want to get ads for get paid for an ad when I don't want to see it? Keep in mind I'm a developer. What am I looking for in a web browser? I'm looking for whether they have WASM support, which is WebAssembly. Do they have WASM support? WebAssembly for WebGL. That's what I'm interested in, man. You're welcome, Fawad. If I didn't answer your question, put it in. I'll try to be more clear. Or send me an email. Emails at cryptotrends@yahoo.com. It's a link below. Anyway, Todd, what's my opinions on BAT? Yeah, it's pumped. It's in the rumor mill. They're actually seeing the beauty. Here's one of the things about open sources. Okay, guys? About open source. One, you really don't have any captain of the ship for leading a project. Okay? And I'm talking for the source because it can be copied and forked. Okay? And so that's kind of gone. So you don't have anybody saying let's take the ship this direction and go there and take our resources. Oh, well, open source has no resources. It's all volunteer. So there's no captain and there's no developer resources. Okay? Unless it's out of the kindness of their heart. Linux isn't like that. They've been around long enough to where there's other companies that have purchased, kind of bought in and provide some support for developers and stuff. It's called a group, a consortium, the Kronos. Okay? They're behind Ubuntu. And they support other things. But just having pure open source for developing something is not a good idea. That is it's a really cool thing about DigiByte, but it is the major bad thing about DigiByte. Okay? It's why it doesn't get developed faster. It's why it hasn't improved faster. It's because it's open source. And there's only volunteers working on it. It sounds cool and great, which is awesome. It could be something in the future. But as far as seeing huge development stuff out from it, unless all of a sudden a lot of people are going to spend volunteer time working on it, it's a slow turtle, man. And just expect it and accept it for what it is. It's a slow turtle as far as that thing goes. Now that could be a benefit. It could be a detriment. It depends on your point of view and how you think things are going to be in the future. One thing about it being open source is it's extremely well distributed across the nations, across the world. So it's going to be very, 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 very difficult to sequester and take down. Extremely resilient. Extremely resilient. Has a lot of benefits. Has some downers. But the open source thing, which bad is, oh, they just got competition, didn't they? And they're actually going to be using Bitcoin Lightning. Oh, golly gee, what do you think people are going to do? Well, I'd rather use Bitcoin Lightning, wouldn't you? Yeah. Yeah, bad. What do you think its business model? What do you think of its business model? Just took a dump in the toilet, didn't it? Its use case just took a dump in the toilet. It's now in competition using the fastest network for Bitcoin. It's Bitcoin. It's competing against Bitcoin. It doesn't have much chance there fundamentally, does it? Its fundamentals just changed, and so it's like a complete piece of garbage coin now. And then if they're not concentrating on developing the WebGL stuff for 3D web for things like Vibe, if you check out Vibe, don't forget about VibeHub, guys. Haven't talked about it for a while, but check out VibeHub. That is the future. And BAT just concentrating on ads like that, it's like, come on, man. See past the hype. But it doesn't mean. So I'm calling BAT an absolute crap coin. Okay, it is a garbage thing as far as crypto goes. Its use case that wasn't so a few days ago, but its use case just got demolished. Okay, extremely vulnerable. It has no patents. It couldn't patent it. It's open source. Anyone can fork it. Someone else could fork it again and chew more away at its thing. Somebody can do the exact same thing. Fork it. Do the exact same thing that BAT is doing. There's not jack they can do about it because it's open source. There's no protections. They are an open target. They are very vulnerable, and they just got hit hard upside the head with heavy competition with the integration of Bitcoin and Lightning Network. So you tell me how you like BAT. That's fundamentally, price-wise, hey, price action only coin. There's nothing wrong with that. It's up 8% today. Yay. So congratulations to BAT holders. All right. So price action only for me. Doesn't mean it, price action only coins can go up 300% in like a day. Okay. But as far as long-term survivability of this thing, I'm not paying attention to it except for price action. Right now it's looking a little bit sleepy, but we'll see. Best of luck to them. What are your thoughts on that? Put it below. Really good price. Nice price action here, huh? It's awesome. So is at 92. So yeah. 2.5x. Awesome. Totally awesome. Rumor mill does wonders, doesn't it? This is the markup phase. This is distribution up here. If you guys wondered what distribution looks like, this is what distribution looks like. Like, oh, we got the price up. Oh, we got the price up. Let's sell the coins. Okay, distribution. Okay, good. See it. Check out distribution and Wyckoff, man. It's not like I hate the coin. I'm just saying like how it is, man. It's open source and they just got kicked in the side of the head. May the strongest survive. Hope that didn't, maybe it set you straight. I don't know. Lots of laughs. That's the spirit, man. It's like you're watching this stuff. You're gonna get the perspective of a shark. Okay? You're watching somebody who wanted Craig Wright to take down Bitcoin if he could. And he should have tried. I'm disappointed in Craig Wright. Okay? He should have tried to take Bitcoin down. He tried to take down Bitcoin Cash a little bit. I don't know. He still has ways and means to do it. Perhaps we'll see if that's what he really wanted to do. Reason why is so he could give Bitcoin a run for its money to see if a big whale could take it down. If he couldn't, then that would mean that it is extremely resilient to government takedown. Okay, which would have been a very, very, very important test. So we'll just have to see. But anyway, yeah, listen to this channel. You know, there's a reason I have a shark on the front of it, man. Yeah, I looked at Big Game a bit, but I really just haven't had time. It's like I'm working on my, like I have clients and stuff, and I'm working on my educational series on like how to chart for Wyckoff and the other things I'm doing for like how to approach crystal, not crystal, but crystals as in gems and stuff, but how to approach crypto holistically from a multi attack type of fashion, holistically, kind of all inclusive type of way, because just using one thing just sometimes doesn't work, man. And then it's actually a combination of many things on attacking a market. So I've been busy working on that, and so we'll see. But yeah, I still have that on my list to take a look at it. I do, Fawad. Really. Hey, there's Hanjo. Hey, Hanjo, how's it going, man? Yeah, thanks for the late stream. Yeah, it is really late. Did I pick up any coins this last dip? The last dip? The last dip. Yeah, all-time lows, brother. Keep in mind, this is a long-term accumulation for me. What else? This was a good one. Vibe. Remember I said, don't forget about Vibe. Oh, look at the nice green. That's going to cause a lot of nice momentum, isn't it? We'll see. Yeah, so good old Vibe Hub. Check out Vibe Hub. Very, very interesting. I actually have a video on it. Search way back. Been holding that one ever since. Just being real quiet on that one. What else is interesting? Well, VeChain, of course. VeChain's always interesting. What's another interesting one? This one's interesting. Why is this one interesting? Because they're involved with Verify Car and BMW. Yeah, So these guys are working on the social aspect of it for if you're driving, if you're heading into a congested area. If you turn left, you'll get some DOVUs. If you turn right, you won't get any. That type of thing. Whatever Beamer is going to do with Verify Car. But these guys are doing the driver reward side as far as like traffic and stuff goes. And VeChain is doing the odometer readings and other stuff like that. So it's VeChain DOVU. And yes, I have done a video on DOVU way back in the day. They showed up in the energy, man, as being a long-term hold. Do you believe I have them in my keys, in my coins to take a look at? So yeah, so you have the key, you have VeChain, you have Zill, Hollow. I'm set on. I have enough of Hollow. And then, you know, there's a few others, but not a whole lot, okay? And then, but yeah, look at that. Wasn't that a nice one there for Zill? Yay. Almost all-time low. Yay. So, Christmas came early, I guess you could say. Oops. Yeah, Moon Boy. Yeah. Dan Crow. Moon Boy Tears. Yep. Yep. Anyway, guys, that's about it. So, best of luck to you guys. Keep an eye on a Missy Go. Looks interesting, okay? Looks interesting. OMG. OMG looks interesting. Do your research on it. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying buy, not saying sell. I'm saying do your research on it and then follow your gut instincts from there, okay? I'm just saying, take a look at it. Watch for the rumor mill. Watch for the media mill as far as announcements coming out about it, okay? Yeah. Anyway, best of luck to everyone. Hope you have a wonderful day. Don't forget to like, subscribe, get notified. Take it easy. Bye.